Hello. Now let me discuss the next important element, that is so called as management as a profession. Management as a profession, and in my previous discussion I have rightly explained how the management is called as an art, how the management is called as a science. Now element for the discussion is whether management to be called as a profession or not. Okay, here you need to understand first important concept is concept of profession. What actually it is mean by the concept of profession and the main features of the profession, and thereafter the features are going to be applied and justify that just to be justified as whether a management is going to be called as a profession or not. Okay, now let me discuss management as a profession. In that, the basic question is what actually it is mean by the profession is all about. As we all know that profession means it is nothing but it is an occupation by which the personal and professional services are going to be provided by imposing certain amount of professional fee. That is so called as the profession all about. The profession all about. And looking to that concept, we are going to study some of the main features of the profession also. What are the main features of the profession? The first thing is that it is a professional association. It is a professional association. Professional association in the sense all the professionals need to register, need to affiliate to a professional body. That is why it is so called as a professional association. Take the example of chartered accountants. If I want to be called as a chartered accountant, I want to register myself. I need to become a member to the ICAI. Then only I can be called as a CA professional. Likely take the example of lawyers, advocates, where they need to register so as to involve themselves in advocacy. They need to register with the Bar Council of India. Take the example of doctors. They need to register with the Indian Medical Association. Then only they are going to be called as a professionals. Otherwise they cannot. That is why the major feature of the profession is it is a professional association. Without registering their name, they cannot be called as a professionals. And if you apply this main feature of the profession to the management, whether members of the management or whether any of the managers need to do registration anywhere, that is the question. Actually, there is no need of registration, and registration is not also mandatory. In only few cases they can register so as to avail the some legal benefits. There is one association called as All India Management Association. There they can register their name, but the thing is that registration is not mandatory, it is not compulsory, it is an optional one. That is why, looking to the first important feature, so as to call management as a profession, the registration or incorporation and affiliation to the corporate body is not so mandatory or not so compulsory. That is the first important feature of the profession. And second thing is that restricted entry. Restricted entry in the sense, say for example, without passing the CA exam, I cannot involve myself in a chartered accountancy profession. Why? Because there is some sort of the restrictions have been imposed. Only the professionals, only the candidates who have successfully passed the degree, who have successfully passed the examination conducted by the ICAI, only they can act as a CA professional. That too after taking the certificate of practice. Without having that, even you cannot act as a professionals also. That is why, so as to called as a professional, there are so many restrictions have been imposed to the designation of the so as to call as a professional. So applying this second feature to the management, whether management people need to pass any kind of the degree, or whether they need to possess any kind of the qualification, or whether they need to qualify any kind of the examination. That is the one of the basic question which arises, and the answer is that so as to act as a members of the management, and so as to act as a managers in any body corporate or in any company, actually degree is not so mandatory. If they are fulfilling some basic qualification, they can act as a manager or members of the management. That is why only in few cases the basic qualification, the basic qualification of degree, if they are having, they can act as a manager. It means that anybody can act as a manager in any body corporate, and to that extent only some minimum qualifications are going to be listed out. Only you need to fulfill that. Just by having that, you can act as a one of the members of the management or the manager in a body corporate. That is second important major feature. And third thing is that looking to the profession, it is a well defined body of knowledge. Why profession is so called as a well defined body of knowledge? Because professionals are nothing but they are also research scholars. They are also possessing the prescribed qualification. They have successfully passed the competitive examination conducted by the autonomous body. Say for example, if I want to involve myself in an advocacy profession, Bar Council of India is going to conduct an examination of LLB, and I am going to pass that LLB or LLM examination. Then only I can be involve myself in a advocacy profession. How I have become a advocate professional? In the sense, just by attending the examination, just by reading many different books, just by contacting many of the different eminent philosophers, and likely just by involving in the practice myself, I am going to gather the needed and the required information. I have improved my well-versed knowledge just by qualifying the competitive examination, just by referring different volumes of books, just by taking the suggestion from the research scholars, and just by involving in certificate of practice, I am going to called as a real professional. And applying this third feature to the management, here the management are also the extraordinary people, because they are having the rationality. Their main intention is that they want to achieve the set objectives of the company, and they are having visionary about the business organization. They are having a foresightness of taking the company towards the long journey, to that extent they are having abundant knowledge. Even they have referred many different authors' books. Even they have applied many different principles and the techniques in the decision making, which is going to be suggested by the eminent philosophers. Because in case of the management literature, there are many different management thinkers who have rightly developed their independent theories, and these theories are going to be implemented by the members of the management. These principles are going to be adopted by the managers of the body, corporate or the business organization. That is why it is a well defined body of knowledge. And fourth thing is that ethical code of conduct. And looking to the professionals, actually all professionals behaviors are going to be governed by the competitive authority or the autonomous body, which has the authority to award them a certificate or the degree of conducting the examination. That corporate body and the independent association is going to issue the ethical code of conduct, issue the guidelines, issue the legislations and rules of law, which is going to be mandatorily adopted and followed by the all the professionals irrespective of the situation. And applying this feature to the management, whether management people are going to be governed by any ethical code of conduct in the sense, obviously yes, because the business organizations are providing honest and efficient services, and this kind of effective services are going to be provided by none other than the management people, and they are the one who are going to promote and cultivate the good culture in the business organization. That is why for all the management people, they need to adopt and follow ethical code of conduct and best code of practices, which is going to be issued by All India Management Association, AIMA, All India Management Association. That AIMA is going to govern the behaviors of the members of the management. That is the fourth important feature. And last thing is that the fifth one is the service motive. Professionals are going to involve themselves in the making provision of the effective and efficient services. Why? Because they always focus how to fulfill the interest of their clients. Take the examples of the lawyers. What their intention is, they want to reach the justice. Anyhow, they want to give the justice to their clients. To that extent, they are honestly involving and practicing themselves in a advocacy profession. That is why if you apply this feature to the management, whether the management is going to involve themselves in making provision of the effective and efficient services in the sense, yes. Why? Because the name and fame, the goodwill and the good image of the company is totally been dependent on the how the management people are going to act, what kind of services which is going to be provided by the management. That is why today you can take the name of any well leading company. Take the example of the Tata Industries. Tata company is well known. Why? Because the management of the Tata is going to focus on the customer satisfaction. They always focus on the making provision of the good quality of services. Till today, no allegation has been made on the service which has been provided by the Tata Industries, and likely they used to impose the reasonable price on the commodity to be sold by the Tata company. That is why in these days you can take the example of any company. Today even the MNCs are going to involve themselves in making provision of the effective and efficient services. Best example can be corporate social responsibilities. Today each and every companies are going to enhance their goodwill and image just by extending some corporate social responsibility towards the society. Why? Because today they are not going to focus on the profit motive, they are going to focus on the service motive, and with the help of the service they are going to extend efficient and effective services to the society. Their main intention is that they want to create a socialistic society. They want to achieve the social development. Today they are sparing some times so as to give solutions to the social problems, social issues which are going to be highlighted in the society. That is why even the management and the business organizations are going to give and concentrate on giving the service motive only. Okay, just by looking to all these elements we can rightly say that management as a profession. Okay, with this I am going to conclude my speech. Thank you.